What's going on, guys? Jack is back with another French video. Today we're talking about the French catacombs. The catacombs under Paris are a series of underground tunnels that acted as a cemetery and a resting place for millions of bodies. But how and why did Paris make these creepy tunnels? Well, it all started because Paris was a huge trash heap. Well, not exactly, but kind of. Paris's population was growing so much that cemeteries started to get crowded. Like, bodies were literally coming out of the ground because there wasn't enough room. This started getting really bad in the 1760s. Residents of Paris were starting to smell the dead bodies, and complaints were severe. This led to King Louis XV to advocate for a ban of further burials in the capital. But the church was so influential during this time, nothing even really happened after their backlash. They didn't want the dead's resting place to be disturbed. So it wasn't until King Louis XVI that change was actually made. The cemetery wall collapsed in 1780, which dumped a whole ton of bodies into someone's basement. Something obviously needed to be done, so throughout the 1780s and 90s, bodies were moved from cemeteries way down to the old Parisian quarries far below. In this time, over 6 million bodies were moved. These catacombs now became the place to put recently deceased bodies as well, which is lucky because in 1799 came the French Revolution. Thousands of new residents found their forever home in the catacombs during this time, and eventually these ossuaries stopped receiving bones in 1860. After this, the catacombs did play some interesting roles in history, being the super cool tunnels that they are. For example, during World War II, the French resistance used a series of these tunnels to fight for the liberation of Paris against the Nazis, who also had a secret catacomb bunker under a local high school. Jump to 2004, and the French police found a whole movie theater in an unattended chamber in the catacombs. A whole movie theater with a restaurant and a bar and tons of movies. But plot twist, when the police came back for a formal investigation, everything was gone. Apparently a group called l'UX, which stands for Urban Experiment, took credit for this. The organization goes to hidden areas and underground tunnels of Paris and tries to restore them, I guess. They've got tons of projects going on, and they sneak around like super spies, so that's pretty crazy. In the current day, though, you can go and visit the catacombs in Paris. You can walk through them with an audio tour or an actual person, but it wasn't always this way. Due to things like the church's influence, vandalism, and a global pandemic, obviously, the catacombs were temporarily restricted from the public many times. As of 2021, though, nothing stops you from going to see these super complex designs of human remains in person. Looks super creepy. But what's even creepier, though, is the sign above the entrance of the catacombs. It reads, "Arrête, c'est ici l'Empire de la Mort," which translates to, "Stop, this is the Empire of the Dead." Throughout all my research, I can't find the exact origin of this carved sign, but it's still pretty cool. You know, the catacombs is widely regarded as a creepy place, probably because of the millions of dead people, so it makes sense that tons of horror-related media might include the catacombs. There are a lot of scary movies of people getting stuck in the catacombs, but only one movie, As Above, So Below, actually got permission to film in some parts of the catacombs. It is a pretty cool movie, I recommend, but it's also super scary and has demons, so be careful. There is some real-life scariness that goes on down there too. Lots of dumb and adventurous people like to sneak into the catacombs to explore. This is totally illegal though, and you'll be fined if you're caught by the ERIC, which are basically catacomb security guards. The people who do this anyway are called cataphiles, and may wander around, throw parties, make art, or make shady drug deals in the catacombs. So yeah, some weird stuff can go on down there. What's interesting though, is that while about a mile of the tunnels is available to the public, the catacombs have about 170 miles of length. This means that there's plenty of it that isn't looked at and is potentially unexplored. While no one's actually gone missing or died in the catacombs that we know of, 2 teenage boys did get lost in 2017 for 3 whole days before they were found by rescue dogs. They survived off the water bottles they brought, and while they did get hypothermia, they totally recovered and were fine afterwards. But let this be a warning to you all to never ever go to the catacombs ever, because they're scary. Anyways, that concludes my video on the Paris catacombs. I hope you learned something, and make sure to like and subscribe. See you next time!